Hello and good morning. I'm John Saunders with New Degree Press, the host of the Creator Community Podcast, and I'm here with Mike Biarnes for another episode of Meet the Author. This is a program to help you get a look behind the scenes of who are these authors, what are they about, and really get to a much deeper understanding of them. Because I can promise you today, you'll definitely get to know Mike on a much different level than you will by reading his bio or reading his book and reading his LinkedIn profile. So super excited to have Mike here today. And really the idea behind this program is to help people understand, gosh, do I have a story out there to tell? And can I write a book? Well, here's a real person, yet another real person that has done just that. Had an idea, had some experiences in his life, wanted to bring them to the world, and did so throughout about a year-long program in coaching, and published his book just this week, right, Mike? Or last week?
It officially published in late December.
Okay, so it's been out of so you were got through the early cycle. Nice,
Yeah.
done, nicely done there. So Mike's book is available wherever you buy books online, and he has a podcast episode coming out with New Degree Press. The Creator Community tomorrow is going to premiere at 10 a.m. Eastern on the YouTube channel Creator Community. Definitely check it out and subscribe to see what we're up to there and hear about what other authors have done through variety of stories, a variety of circumstances, and just a really compelling way, I think, to get their message out there. So, Mike, great to see you this morning. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, great to see you as well. Thanks so much for having me.
How's the book journey been going so far now that you've got a book published out there in the world?
It's pretty incredible and frankly very surreal. So still weird to call myself a published author. Still turns some heads. So really fun.
You can add that to your list now. Healthcare executive, published author, done a lot of work in strategy, and a recent Georgetown MBA as well, right?
That's right. Graduated last May.
That is fantastic. And you just relocated as well. So you just moved, right?
Yep. We moved from DC. Now we're in South Jersey, right outside of Philly.
Nice. Could you have thought of any more difficult things to put in your life at the same time, buddy? Right? Graduate, grad school, write a book, relocate.
Yeah. New job too. It all comes at the same time.
It just comes in clusters, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That is amazing. Well, great to have you here this morning. And as I said, these episodes, Meet the Author, are designed to help you and our listeners understand, who are these people behind the book? And I think we're going to get into a lot of questions here that just, aren't going to show up in Mike's bio anywhere, but I think are a lot of fun, and we'll get a chance to understand the author behind the book and what are some of the nuances behind these pages here. So, Mike, you ready? Should we dive into the rapid fire part of the segment?
Let's do this.
All right. First question, I think most important. What's the best sandwich?
Ooh, I love a good Reuben. Oh, it's so good.
God, I don't know if I have a good answer to that question. I have so many, but the Italian sub is pretty high on my list. But
That's definitely top 5.
love the Reuben. Favorite color?
Oh, I love a good dark green. It's
Dark green.
Yeah.
Am I seeing dark green in your book cover here in the top corner above your shoulder there?
I try to work it in there. I like a little bit darker. That's like a bluish green, but yeah, I try to work it in.
Subtle. Oh, we just got a note from Melissa Carr. Congratulations, Mike. Very nice. Thank you, Melissa, for jumping in there. Favorite or maybe most memorable vacation spot?
Ooh, this might be some recency bias, but we went down to Grenada in the Caribbean. Absolutely beautiful. The people are lovely, great culture, just a wonderful place. I highly recommend it.
Awesome. As I sit here freezing in Washington, D.C., the Central America sounds pretty, that's Central America, right?
Yeah, Caribbean island, whatever you want to call it. Yep.
It certainly feels pretty appealing right now.
Yep.
Mike, as you look into 2022, what is one thing you should really throw away?
So we're in the process of moving. So pretty much half of what we have, we should probably just get rid of.
Tons of things. I feel you. I've moved a number of times in my life, and I remember boxing up all this stuff, and we ended up just shipping all this stuff just to leave it on a dumpster in another city. I was like,
Yeah. I don't know why we have half of it. We should either donate it or get rid of it.
Right. It's the busy lives we live, I guess. Scariest animal, Mike. What's that one for you?
Oh, I'm gonna have a scientific one. So mosquito, just because of all of the weird diseases and viruses that they can spread, really terrifying.
I'm going to make a small plug here for a show I've been watching with my 8-year-old called Tiny World. and it's hosted by Paul Rudd. It's such a fun show, but they go into all the smallest animals and creatures in the world and sort of how they impact things that you don't really think about because they're so small. So I love that one. We've been watching that lately.
Very cool.
What are the two? What are your wife's two most favorite days of the year, or two of her most favorite days of the year?
Yeah, so I plugged this in the book pretty early on. So there's only 2 days a year where I don't bombard her with fantasy sports of some kind, and those 2 days are much more relaxed for her. For me, so I'd say the 2 days of the year surrounding the MLB All-Star Game where there's no fantasy sports to be had.
Not one sport in the world in the U.S.
That I play in fantasy, so I do think maybe the WNBA has a few games, but I haven't gone into the WNBA fantasy realm quite yet.
It sounds like there's an opportunity for you here for growth, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Adding another one to the list. Who would you say is speaking of your passion for fantasy football, that shows up in your book, by the way, Redefining Success, which I think I didn't mention yet. Mike's book is available wherever you buy books online. Who is the best fantasy football guide out there?
So it's got to be Matthew Berry. So I interview him as part of the book. I have no idea why he answered my cold email, but one of the most gracious people. You find him all over ESPN. He's won an Emmy Award. He's got a great way of distilling fantasy football advice into a really concise way, and then he's just really funny. So great personality.
I have to tell you, from being a buyer and now reader of your book, I have now subscribed to Matthew Berry's Twitter page to try to keep up, because after a disastrous fantasy football year, I'm in 2 leagues, and unfortunately, I took the last spot on each one of them, which I don't think has ever happened to me in all the years I've done it. This was, Christian McCaffrey. I'm going to blame it on Christian McCaffrey.
There you go.
It was all his fault.
Tough year with injuries.
Right. Looking out into 2022, Mike, what is your most audacious goal you've got going for yourself?
So I'm hoping to start some big speaking engagements. So I'm starting small, going to some universities and some libraries, but my hope is to land a speaking engagement, 100 plus people by the end of the year.
Nice. And I know you've done a number of podcasts already, so off and running with the book tour. I love it. Better fruit, apples or bananas?
Apples, 100%. Year round.
I'm so glad we could agree on this one, because if you said bananas, we would have had a fight. Have you already gotten all your pre-sale books and sent them out?
I have not. So I just got the notification yesterday, actually, that they've been shipped and they should arrive later this week. So I'm very excited. Also a little bit daunted receiving all those books and having to sign them all. But yeah, really excited.
How many did you sell in the pre-sale?
Sold 169 books. So it's going to be a lot of books. I was selfish. I bought myself one. So Amazon got some additional money from me, but I couldn't help myself. I needed a book for myself. So there it is.
Yeah, for those who might not know, it takes a little while to order 169 books than it does to get one.
Yeah.
And you do that through a specialty service, but that is fantastic. And for also those who may not know, most authors in their first year sell 200 books, period. Mike sold 169 6 months before his book even came to publishing. So congratulations on that fast start.
Thank you.
So you're getting ready to sign 169 books and ship them out to all your pre-sale buyers that helped you experience this journey, be part of this journey, work through you with this journey on feedback and helping you along the way. And you're going to sign all these books. Have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
Yeah, so I used to be big. I used to go to Phillies games. I grew up outside of Philadelphia, and I'd go early during batting practice and ask the players to sign baseballs, and I got a few. So that's always been a passion of mine.
Oh, that's awesome. I have one signed thing in my house. I got in some charity deal. It's a Bill Murray signed baseball. Speaking of baseballs, which
really
sits
cool.
very proudly on a cabinet not too far from where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks. Favorite movie? What's your favorite or most memorable movie out there, Mike?
I love V for Vendetta. If you've ever watched it, if you haven't yet, you got to go watch it. It's actually pretty fitting. There's a pandemic involved. There's all sorts of conspiracy theories involved, and there's Guy Fawkes. Who doesn't love Guy Fawkes, the character from the UK?
Gonna have to put it on my Netflix list there. I appreciate that. I haven't seen that one. Favorite smell, Mike?
Ooh, I love that smell when there's like a place that makes really good ice cream with the cones, and they make their own cones, and it just smells like sweet goodness. Oh, I love that smell.
I think for me, if I'm going to jump on that one, it's when you come downstairs and someone's already making bacon and coffee. There's
Yeah,
that is,
coffee's up there.
especially if I'm at a cabin in like the Rocky Mountains somewhere about to go snowboarding. That's always a fun one.
Yeah.
Least favorite smell?
Oh, my dog emits some pretty foul smells, so I will say some of the smells that come out of my dog.
Oh man, poor. What's his name or her
His
name?
name is Zimmy. He's very lovable, but yeah, whoo,
What kind of
stuff.
dog?
He's a mutt. He's like 55 pounds, lab, hound, pit bull, just a lovable little guy.
Poor guy. Poor guy getting thrown under the bus today. Doesn't even know it.
That's
Uh,
okay. He's
I'm
spoiled.
I'm going to jump on this one too. I lived in New York City for a bunch of years, and I'm going to go with garbage day in New York City in the
Ooh,
summertime.
yeah,
Uh, never.
that could be
It
rough.
was a tough walk to the subway on that day. Uh, how about the last photo on your phone, Mike? What's that look like?
Probably also of my dog. Like I said, we treat him like a kid. He's very spoiled. So we have way too many pictures of him.
I love it. Speaking of animals, what animal am I thinking of right now?
Elephant.
You're the first person to get it right. I'm impressed.
Yes.
Terribly impressed. Terribly impressed. Favorite song to sing with or without an audience?
Ooh. I'll say "Island in the Sun" by Weezer.
Wow. I'm going to have to go listen to that one. I haven't heard that one in a while today.
Yeah, no, I love that song. That was actually one of the first songs I did karaoke with my wife at a bar. So holds a special place.
Nice. You don't have any kind of karaoke trophies or anything like that, do you?
Oh no, we're very low caliber, but we make up for it with our dedication and spunk.
And commitment.
That's right.
uh, better drink, bourbon or whiskey?
So I'm gonna say whiskey. So bourbon's a kind of whiskey. I actually interviewed the founder of High West Distillery, so I got to give a plug for High West. They actually make really fantastic rye. So not a bourbon, it's a rye whiskey, but fantastic stuff. So David Perkins is in one of my chapters. Very amazing personality, great story. So High West Distillery, go try it.
I can't argue with you on that one. I found them. I love to go out to the Rocky Mountains snowboarding every year, and I found them years ago on a snowboarding trip to Park City. They are right there in the city, and what a
Yeah.
fun place to stop and check out. And just an extraordinary founder story that I know you share in the book, Redefining Success. We've got a request here from Melissa to sing that song. I don't know. You feeling it, or should we?
Maybe after a beer, and we'll meet up at a bar, and then it'll come out.
Definitely check back with him on that one, Melissa.
That's right.
Thank you for the request. Couple questions about the writing journey, and we'll get you on your way. And Mike's book, Redefining Success, out available today anywhere you buy books online. And for those waiting for your signed pre-sale copy, it should be to your front doorstep in just a few days here. Mike, what is your favorite writing location as you went through this?
Ooh.
Where did you get into the zone?
So most typical, I would be on either, frankly, the floor. I don't know why. I would sit on the floor, not at my table, not on the couch, just on the floor. Was like I'd get in the zone, and then towards the end, when I needed to change a scenery, I actually went to a WeWork that really let me just focus in and hash out those last few chapters.
That's awesome. Sitting on the floor, I have to think that gets uncomfortable at some point. No.
Well, my dog would curl up in my lap. I don't know. It just get me in this cozy zone. It worked.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of writing, right? You find out what works for you, and I think that's a big part of the coaching program with Creator Institute New Degree Press. Is you don't have to do it their way; you have to find your way to do it, which they help guide you towards and make it work for you. That's awesome.
That's right.
Most bizarre moment in the writing journey for you?
Getting a cold email response from Matthew Berry was huge for me just because I've been listening to him for 15 years, and I won't lie, I fanboyed a little bit and jumped up and down. So that was a bizarre moment that I did not expect.
I mean, I actually didn't know his story till I read your book, and what an interesting one, and a complete change of direction for him, being a big Hollywood guy, and then going on to fantasy sports with really on a sort of a wing and a prayer.
That's
So
right.
I love that story, and I'm so glad that you had that one in your book, and what a cool experience. So typing, pen, dictation. How did you get your book done? Was it all typing?
All typing. I tried dictation once. It was a disaster. Apparently, the way I speak is not conducive to writing, so I had to be writing, typing.
Nice. That's beautiful. So last one here, to let people know about the author, to meet the author, to get to really understand you, and I'll say comprehensively, which I think we've covered it all here today. Describe your writing journey in 5 words, if you would.
Ooh, I will say
I'll count them.
transformational,
Transformational.
inspiring,
Inspiring.
daunting, door opening, maybe that's hyphenated, and just fantastic.
I love it. Well, certainly, I'm sure some challenges along the way, no doubt about it, but you found your way through it. You got your book out there, Redefining Success, available wherever you buy books online. Mike's podcast is going to go live, premiere tomorrow on the Creator Community YouTube channel. Check it out. Definitely subscribe and get a copy of Mike's book on Amazon. I think it's available at a promotional price for a few more days. Is that right?
That's right. It ends at the end of this week, 99 cents. Go get it this week before it goes up.
For the e-copy. Mike, anything we missed that everyone should know about you? Did we get it all?
I think we got it all. Love for the dog, love for fantasy sports, whiskey. Where you know me pretty well now.
We hit it all. Hit it all. A couple of great notes here from John Chansey, Scott Aronowitz, if I got that right, and Melissa. Thanks for all those great notes out there, Melissa Carr. Now we know everything about Mike in this episode of Meet the Author. We've got a couple more going next week, so check back, look for updates on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube Live is where we put these things out to the world. I'm your host, John Saunders, with the Creator Community and New Degree Press. Thanks for joining us today. Mike, great to see you. Good luck with the rest of the book launch, and we'll certainly look forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, thanks so much, John. This was a lot of fun.
My pleasure. Great to see you. And thanks everyone for joining in today. Have a great rest of the week. Take care.